We like to think of ourselves as good people. The halo we give ourselves doubles as a pitchfork we use on others. Psychologists call this moral licensing. The rest of us just call it hypocrisy. Take the false consensus effect. In one classic study, people asked about their habits, assumed most others did the same, whether it was recycling, voting, or even skipping class. We project ourselves outward. But then comes the flip, the projection bias. We believe others are more selfish, lazy, or dishonest than we are. It's how someone can say, "I'd use universal basic income to follow my passions," but everyone else would just sit around. Data says otherwise. In UBI pilot programs in Finland and Canada, employment barely dropped. In fact, many started small businesses or got extra training. The opinions and the facts, they don't match. This isn't new. In the 1920s, during Prohibition, politicians swore alcohol was a universal temptation that had to be banned. But surveys later showed the majority of Americans either drank moderately or not at all. We outlawed based on fear, not reality. In the 1980s, during the crack epidemic, polls showed fewer than 3% of Americans had ever used crack. Yet laws treated it like a nationwide plague. We gave ourselves halos. We'd never touch it, and handed pitchforks to the justice system. Even with welfare programs in the 1960s, fears of dependency spread faster than data. Nixon's proposed family assistance plan, an early UBI, failed because lawmakers assumed Americans would quit working. Pilot studies at the time showed the opposite. People mostly kept their jobs. But again, halos and pitchforks. Today, it's everywhere. People say, "I'd never steal." But when they see someone in a store with a backpack, the first assumption is theft. Even though FBI data shows shoplifting rates are around 2% of retail transactions, 98% of people walk out clean. Drugs? People warn, if we legalize them, everyone will do them. But cigarettes are legal, and smoking rates in the US have fallen from 42% in 1965 to about 11% today. Legality doesn't guarantee use. Gambling, some can't stop. Others gamble $5, lose, and walk away. When Gallup asked Americans in 2021 if most people could be trusted, only 38% said yes. But the compulsive gambler assumes everyone shares their temptation, and the non-gambler assumes nobody does. But in reality, crime rates, including theft and violent crime, have been dropping for decades. It's a paradox. We believe we're surrounded by bad actors, even while thinking of ourselves as morally steady. So maybe the real contradiction isn't good versus evil. It's that we trust ourselves to be human, but we don't extend that trust to anyone else. And that belief drives policy, law, and punishment. The halo we give ourselves doubles as a pitchfork we use on others. Facts don't match our fears. Maybe the world isn't as selfish as we think.